WWE SummerSlam week continues as this is the third consecutive show in Toronto. It was Raw tonight in the Scotiabank Arena. I'm already getting tired of the city. I think I've gone over this so many times. You can do TakeOver and then the pay-per-view, but I think Raw, you can just... I suppose it makes more sense because you don't want to do travel. The more I think about it, actually, Raw isn't as too bad, and SmackDown is when it gets too much, when it becomes 4 nights in a row. But the one thing about SmackDown, that's going to change because SmackDown's going to be on a Friday. And I think once they do Friday to Monday, it'll be a lot easier because SmackDown, you have like a build-up show, so I don't think people are going to get worn out. Then Saturday, you'll have TakeOver. Sunday, the pay-per-view, and then Monday, you'll have Raw, so when they do the big cities. It's not too bad on Monday, but once it gets to Tuesday, you're exhausted. So, Seth comes out. I'm bored. I really don't want to watch. I don't like Seth at all. I don't agree with him beating Brock Lesnar again. I don't understand it. I don't know where Brock Lesnar goes from here. I think the whole thing is they want Seth Rollins as like the top guy. I don't think he's going to be bigger than Roman Reigns, but it's going to clearly be Seth is the second biggest star in the company. He's going to be the biggest star on Raw, while Roman Reigns is going to be the biggest star on SmackDown. I still think they're going to put Roman ahead of Seth. But Seth is right up there. He's number 2. It's gone to a point where you can even say it's 1A Roman and 1B Seth. That's how close it is. They're going to push him heavily, and they had him beat Brock Lesnar twice. They had him beat him at SummerSlam, clean as a sheet in the middle of the ring, and that tells you that they're going all the way with Rollins. So he's standing there. AJ comes out. I just don't care. I mean, AJ's kind of boring. I think AJ's losing it. I hate to say it. I think he's lost a step. The match at Ricochet was just not good. It was a boring match at SummerSlam. And you'd think a match with those two guys, it's AJ Styles and Ricochet, you'd think it'd be a great match. It just was not. Seth accepts AJ's match and he agrees to face him. Seth refuses to shake AJ's hand. And AJ tells Gallows Anderson to leave the ring. And then AJ and Seth finally shake hands. You have the Street Profits in the back, and they're talking about the Rollins-Styles match, and, they're praising Seth. The whole show, I think, they're just going to praise Seth. I think the fans might turn on him again. They showed Sami Zayn interact with the Street Profits. Pretty bad promo. I don't think anyone really cares about Sami Zayn. Sami rips into Samoa Joe, and then he realizes Samoa Joe standing right behind him, and they're going to have a match with Joe and Sami Zayn later in the show. They announced that the King of the Ring is coming to Raw next week, so I'd like the pay-per-view King of the Ring. I always thought, they have the network now. They do shows in Saudi Arabia, and they've done shows in Australia. Why not do a big King of the Ring special in the UK? You're not going to do it in the big stadium, but why not do a pay-per-view in the UK, just a King of the Ring special? That's what it should be. Call it King of the Ring. I don't know why they're so insistent on just doing it on the TV now. I liked it when it was a pay-per-view. I'd rather see the King of the Ring than Clash of Champions. So you have Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe. Joe crushes him. I think Sami Zayn probably, might be better off in AEW. Not going to go anywhere here. After the match, Samoa Joe says he wants to make himself clear. He has forgiven Roman Reigns for laying the blame on him, but that doesn't extend to any of you. And he says he'll never forgive any of us. I don't think anyone really cared, to be honest. So you have Miz and Dolph Ziggler, and I'm just thinking, can they just please get Dolph Ziggler out of here? Miz beats him cleanly with the figure 4 in the middle of the ring, and after the match, Dolph rips into the Miz, and then Miz comes in and gives him a skull-crushing finale. So it was definitely the better decision, without question, to have Dolph Ziggler get destroyed by Goldberg last night, and not do a match of Ziggler and the Miz, because no one in the world would have given 2 shits about that match. You have Charlie Caruso interviewing Becky Lynch. Becky says she can take it from here. She didn't come here to celebrate. She praises Natalya, and she really puts her over. And, she almost says, you're going to have a rematch. She teased it. Elias is in the ring. He's going to face another legend. He's teasing that. Ricochet comes out, and Ricochet and Elias have a back and forth, nothing very special. You eventually have Elias and Ricochet. Ricochet wins with the sunset flip. And it was really strange because Elias's shoulder was up, and they messed it up. Elias basically was pinned 1, 2, 3, but his shoulder was above the mat. It was clear. It's almost like the WrestleMania finish with Becky and Ronda, when Ronda's shoulder is clearly, like 2 inches off the mat. They show Rey getting ready for his next match with Andrade with Zelina Vega, and I have to say Zelina Vega looks smoking hot tonight. So Andrade pins him quickly, squashes him, and then they have a second fall. I mean, the first fall is just a quick roll-up, and Zelina helped Andrade get his feet on the rope. Andrade won. In the second fall, they have a decent matchup, but Almas pins him again. He hits him with the hammerlock DDT. 1, 2, 3. It's over. And, I don't know what's going to be next for Rey, but I do not see, I'm not seeing much of a future. So next we go to Michael Cole. He's with Stone Cold Steve Austin on Skype. That's right, we have Steve Austin on Skype here on this show. It's basically Stone Cold Steve Austin has to put over Seth Rollins. Austin puts Rollins over heavily. They're putting the gas behind Rollins. He's going to be the top guy, so that means the ratings are going to be in the shitter, and then they'll blame on someone else because they can't be wrong. Rollins is not a draw, but they have to use Austin to get Rollins over. He's not going to wrestle, so you may as well have him put a guy over, and then he basically just plugs his show that's going to be on USA after Raw ends. So that's all Austin was there for. Just praises Rollins for like 5 minutes. So they show Rey Mysterio. I think he's in the back, and one of the ladies interviews him. He talks about his recent performances and where his match. He has never lost 2 falls like that in a row. He says no idea where his career is going. He has a family to support, and then he just like walks away. They show Montez Ford telling Rey Mysterio to keep your head up and put, he's a legend. Right there, right after he talks about the Alexa Bliss Nikki Cross match. They're facing the Kabuki Warriors tonight. We'll see how that match goes. Yeah, Drew McIntyre, talk about Cedric Alexander. I think he's with, he's being interviewed by Sarah Schreiber, if I'm not mistaken, the blonde chick. They showed the footage from 2 weeks ago when Alexander did the big dive from the Titantron. Have a match. Rey pins him with the Claymore, and hopefully that's it for a while because I don't think anyone really wants to care anymore. I think that's about it. That's all they can really do. No one cares to see that as a pay-per-view match. They show AJ in the back. He talks about, with Gallows and Anderson, he talks about Seth's win, and he wants to embarrass Seth tonight. They show Paul Heyman in the back, and he walks into Brock Lesnar's dressing room. They show Charlie Caruso, says she'll have an exclusive interview in a few minutes. I don't know if she met with Heyman or Lesnar. He had No Way Jose against Robert Roode. Robert Roode wins. Next, we go to Charlie Caruso with Paul Heyman, and he is asked about SummerSlam. Paul mocks the question. He wants to know why he has the exclusive, but she doesn't. Paul says he is not one to bitch, moan, or cry, but WWE made a declarative statement that his client gets no rematch against Seth Rollins. And Paul is at a loss for words, and he goes into Brock Lesnar's locker room, so I don't know if they're just not going to do the match. Hopefully not, and hopefully that's it for Brock, because it's a waste of him if they're just going to keep him around. I'm not going to talk about this stupid Revival against Lindsay Dorado match. They show R-Truth and Carmella in the back. I just wish they'd go away. I've never wanted to see 2 people go away like them. They're just horrible. It's just, that stuff's terrible. They hype up the Roman Reigns stuff, and now finally we get to something good. So Natalya makes her way out to the ring, and she has her arm in the sleeve, and she talks about last night how she faced Becky Lynch and she tapped out. She says Becky out-wrestled her and she was a better woman. Natalya says she has a dislocated elbow and will have an MRI tomorrow. She says that she can expect her to take back what she said about Becky, but she will not take any of it back. We will meet again. Natalya says she wants to share something with you. Natalya says when she woke up, she remembered a dream with her father congratulating her and saying he was so proud of her. It was a year ago that her dad died. And all of a sudden, holy shit, Sasha Banks returns. We hear her music. She gets a big pop. She has her purple hair when she comes out. She comes out right away. Natalya looks surprised. She hugs Natalya, and then bam, she punches her in the face. And all of a sudden, Sasha rips off her wig, and now she has blue hair. I'm pissed off. Her black hair was gorgeous. I loved her black hair. I thought that looked great. And it would have been perfect for a heel with just really black, dark hair. Now she has blue hair. It's like a baby face. I hate the blue hair. Let's have the black hair, Sasha. Why not just go with that? But she beats the crap out of Natalya, takes her to the outside, smashes her into the steps, kicks her ass. There was some thank you, Sasha chants. The fans were happy that she was beating up Natalya in her hometown. I didn't mind seeing it. She's kicking her ass, and all of a sudden, Sasha gets a chair, and then Becky comes out. Becky sends Sasha to the outside, and then all of a sudden, once they get to the outside, Sasha destroys Becky. She takes a chair and smashes her multiple times, just over and over and over to Becky. Becky tries to stop it, but Sasha hits her again and throws her into the ring steps. Sasha destroys Becky Lynch, destroys Natalya. She is back. She is a top heel. She's probably going to be the top female heel in the company right now. We'll see what they do with this woman. It'll be interesting if they can get her back to where she was in NXT. We'll see. She leaves. She walks out. She has her, I wish she would have kept that black hair I saw on Instagram. That would have been perfect. But she's going to be, she's going to get a big push. I probably think she probably faces Becky at Clash of Champions, maybe. You have Ivar and Eric. They destroy two losers, two bums. They show Charlie Caruso interviewing Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. They're talked about defending the title. Alexa says they are going to be fighting champions, so it'll be better than the Iconics. And Alexa Bliss is now a babyface, so I thought she'd be a good babyface. I think Alexa would be a perfect face. She's very likable. I've always thought she'd be a better face, and Sasha would be a better heel. I've always thought that about those two. If they were ever a feud, I think Alexa could be a good face, actually. So you have them facing the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. It would make more sense to just do this on SmackDown because you have more time and you don't have as much stuff. There's a lot of stuff on the show. It's a SummerSlam after show, so they're going to have a lot of stuff to follow from SummerSlam. Not a bad match. It was definitely better than last night's match with the Iconics. Alexa Bliss hits a Twisted Bliss. They pin him again. So that's it for the Kabuki Warriors. I don't know what's next for them. At least they didn't get Asuka and Kairi Sane's name up. Asuka and Io Shirai's names mixed up. Man, I've seen Io Shirai in NXT. I'm worried what's going to happen to her now. Because we know how WWE thinks about Japanese chicks. They just think of them as they all look the same. We know that. Let's just call it what it is. There's no reason for Asuka to have been with Kairi Sane. Asuka is a better single star. Kairi Sane would have been better with Io Shirai because in real life, they're actually best friends. They're very close. It's horrible. I mean, this Kabuki Warriors thing is terrible. They've ruined Kairi Sane. I've always thought Kairi Sane would have the best WrestleMania entrance next year because it's a pirate entrance and it's a pirate-themed stadium and there's a giant pirate ship in the stadium. But now I doubt. She's probably just going to be in the pre-show battle royal now. Those are the three best women's wrestlers in the world, and they have them doing nothing. Seth cuts a promo on AJ. You go to AJ and Rollins next. It ends with Giles Anderson attacking Seth Rollins, so it's a DQ. And they beat him down after the match, and you have Ricochet come out, and he goes after them, but they beat down Ricochet too. Ricochet is kind of a bum. All of a sudden, Braun Strowman comes out, and he hits a shoulder tackle on Anderson and Gallows, and then he throws out Strowman, and he hits a power slam to titles, and then to Styles, and then he grabs the Universal title, and he hands it to Seth Rollins. So maybe that's the next feud. I don't want it to be because I think Seth's going to beat Braun. They were going to get Seth over so much, and they're going to have to sacrifice Braun. I think Braun might get cheered more than Seth in that match, but they're pushing Seth so much. They have so much investment in this guy. This guy just bores me to death, and he's a dick. He's a douchebag, so it is what it is. They're going to keep pushing Rollins. I think Braun will just be fed to him. But other than that, Raw, it was definitely nice to see Sasha Banks back. Hopefully she gets a good push this time. And Steve Austin had a cameo. I guess he just has to be used to put over Seth Rollins. So I thought as a Fallout show, it was a decent show to follow out SummerSlam. It was a good an entertaining Raw, and we'll see what happens next week.